Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Free for All. And I am your host, Jason Rumble, and hopefully the boys will be popping into the studio very soon. Not really sure what type of week of professional wrestling everybody out there thought that this week was. You know, still it's lame duck, but there's some certain entities that are still talking that have still somewhat not made debuts yet, but looking to make debuts. There was one debut made this week, and I kind of made fun of it. And I don't believe it was a needle changer. I don't even think the signing of one one Buddy Murphy couldn't fill the gas tank of a lawnmower. So, with that being said, hopefully some of the boys will be tuning in, jumping on in the studio. I didn't post anything tonight. I was hoping more or less people would just tune in and say what's up, knowing that we're here on Friday night. I really don't have much to talk about as far as professional wrestling is concerned this week. I watched a little of Monday Night Raw. There was the debut of a new female wrestler in NXT. I'm not sure of what her name is, but I believe that at one point in time she had something to do with Lucha Underground, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. And we've seen some perspective cards made up for WrestleMania. One by Mr. James Sticky Fingers Forbes, who was my guest last night on Being Humble with Jason Rumble. And yes, Facebook user Nikita Lyons. And her background was I seen a little United States, from what I believe the Olympic team it might have been, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But I was under the impression that she was a character in Lucha Underground. Certainly. Indeed. There he is. Mr. AJP himself, Adam Jack Pelly. How we doing, brother?
Yeah, I had a little bit of time logging on because I got hacked the other week.
Yes, I know. My my wife was one of the people that experienced your hacking.
Yeah, so I had to change my email, my password, but figured it out. So,
well, good.
well, like that jacket, bud. Nice.
Thank you very much. Bo Douglas just commented, the Canadian genius.
I wonder if he read my last book. I wonder if he read my last book.
Both wearing Sox hats. Too bad MLB isn't coming to terms on a deal. Yes, Tristan. Very much so. It's sad to see right now that they're fighting over some things. And as of Monday, if things aren't settled, from what I understand, games will stop being canceled.
Spring training.
I haven't, sadly. What's going on, Bo? I hear it's a blizzard down there. We're getting some bad snow ourselves.
Yeah, same here. We got some snow. I might have to go shovel at the church in the morning. My boss is going to call me later.
Yeah, we've, I'd say we got a good 10 inches up here.
Yeah.
That's why I am not in work this evening. I had a
Oh,
on-campus person take my detail tonight. Wasn't
perfect.
worth driving out there. Earlier today, there was whiteout conditions, and yeah, as bad as the weather is, as bad as the week of wrestling is. Because I
Yeah, there
mean,
wasn't much really to talk about. The only thing I could really talk about is like how much better and better each week MJF is.
yeah,
He's starting like he's cutting promos like 80s wrestling all over again. That's what I think.
I liked AEW. I didn't think it was a bad. I didn't think it was a bad show this week, but
Yep.
it shows how small Alistair Black is because Buddy Murphy was sized down to be a 205 wrestler.
Yeah.
And maybe Buddy Murphy took a little bit of gas since he hasn't been with WWE to gain some size back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh
But
yeah. Sure.
still, Alistair Black looks smaller than him.
And his tag team partner makes him look small too, the Brody King guy, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I like the Battle Royal. I think the other, for sure, the next tag team to go in is going to be the Young Bucks. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it was their pay-per-views lining up to be pretty decent, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have I'm intrigued to see Cole versus Hangman Adam Page. I think that
Yes.
ought to be an interesting pay-per-view matchup. And they're finally gonna let Punk and MJF go at it, correct? Is that one of the matches
Yes.
also
Yes. Dog collar
designed?
match. Dog collar match.
That ought to be interesting.
It's
See,
I think like there's been too much going into this match, like so much heat and so much energy into this match that I might continue for another show or another pay per view after this match. Or you think it's going to be the payoff?
see this week since I was in my office all week, working night detail, and I did interviews. I didn't watch wrestling. I had it on TV, and I couldn't retain any of it. You know what
And
I
I
mean?
just
So
I had
some
AEW on today, but I had to call the tax people here in Canada about my taxes, and I
yeah.
missed a little bit of it too. So AEW, but I did catch Raw, what I can remember of it, and I thought Raw wasn't the best, wasn't the worst, but
Well, no, I remember it being pretty good. Uh,
they got the
but I don't.
three-way now, the tag match with they got Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens in there,
Yep, that's right. Because now they're going to take on RK Bro.
and the Alpha Academy.
Yes. So things are shaping up for WrestleMania.
Yes. I
James,
like everybody's looking at the main matches, but the way it's going, it's going to be, I think, a solid undercard as well.
I think there needs to be a six tag, like a 4 to 6 tag team TLC, like a regular WrestleMania would be, and I think that match should line up with like Riddle, Orton, and what they're doing now.
Yeah.
If they could involve one more team from the Raw roster, and then I think what they should do for the SmackDown is get all the SmackDown guys and do a Hell in the Cell.
Well, that'd be cool. Yeah, they got to have like another like something for people to want to go to for one of the like. You got a title match. You got a big title match one of the nights, title versus title. So they need
Forbes wrote too many. I'll let you get back to that while so you can discuss this. Forbes wrote like the whole card as like singles matches.
but you're right. Like they need like a big. they should have a big gimmick match for one of the nights for people to be excited about.
They have to have 2 gimmick tag team matches. I think you need to mirror the cards, but have different aspects to it. So if you do 4 teams and 4 teams, you know what I mean? They don't. Each roster doesn't have many, but one has to do the TLC, and one has to do some other style of the four
Well, you know
corners.
something?
The 4
NXT
corners elimination is stupid. And Vince ain't gonna set up a hell in the whatchamacallit, a war games. Yeah, he's not gonna set that up for one day.
NXT just announced they're doing a show on WrestleMania weekend.
Yep,
So
noontime.
they might do a War Games. They could
Yeah.
do a War Games.
They usually do. They're doing a noontime show. Listen, the best ticket on WrestleMania week, and just so I get a guaranteed signal to it, I'm purchasing for the $79. I'm purchasing the GCW, the 15 shows they do.
Oh, right on.
Just because all the shows are incredible.
You like that? I know you like that type of wrestling. With the
Well, it's not all that. There's all different genres. They have it a total lucha show. They have it a pure show. They call it the collaboration or something. The collective. That's what it is. The APOC is in the house. Mike, what's going on?
My computer, every time there's a snowstorm, my computer decides to act like an idiot.
Yeah. So
I'm rebooting it. So give me I'll stay on my phone for right now, but
yeah, buddy. Yeah. So you must just be getting in from doing some lovely snow plowing today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I made some good money.
Yeah. What's it like there?
14 inches.
14 inches. Wow.
Yeah.
We got around 8 to 10. Maybe a little more in some parts. It seems more. I get snow drift, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, we didn't get any sleet. We didn't get any sleet or ice rain. It was all snow.
Yep, same here. Really hasn't stopped yet. It's still like pissing,
Yeah, I was
as
like
I
that.
Like to call it, as I like to call it, when we got stuck with the honky tonk man in New Glasgow, Nova Scotia, we got 95 centimeters of snow. And we were stuck in New Glasgow in a house for 3 days with the honky tonk man. For 3 days, we couldn't get out. We had a 4-day. We had a 4-day tour. We did the first night. we did the first night, and then this next night we were in a came to the.
I just can't today.
The lady, come on now. The lady that came to the show, she let us stay at her house, and we were stuck there for 2 days because the plow wouldn't come and plow us out for 2 days. We ate everything out of this lady's house. There was nothing left.
Yep.
When we got to do the last show in Sheet Harbor, Nova Scotia. So you like that gimmick?
I believe that was in. I think that was in either April or March or April.
February. It was February.
It was February.
Yeah.
Yes, AJP. I loved it. How long ago was that?
It was taped last year, and the reality show that was on was put on a nationwide cable station, but they wouldn't broadcast our match because they thought it was too negative towards people with homelessness.
Yeah, Jesus. I would have said more sensitive to fucking cans of ravioli.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna send you cans of ravioli. You got
the hell's wrong with you?
Fucking ravioli, bro.
Look at the way his camera's angled. The bill of his cap looks like that guy there, Edwin P. Yeah. What was that? The dude there, the comedy Ernest P. Morrow. That's what his hat looks like.
Ernest goes to jail.
So I mean, the wrestling really hasn't been hot this week.
No,
You know,
except for some stupid idiot said that Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor, which he did not.
who said that?
Forbesy.
Who else? Who else would say it?
Why do you say? I want to know why you would say that.
Tell him, Forbes. Why would you say that?
I gotta hear the. I want to know. I want to know the explanation of this.
Dirt sheet, man. Dirt sheet stuff.
Where? I've never heard that rumor at all.
Guys, I can't hear you. Something's wrong. Hold on.
Yeah, something's wrong.
That's a Bobby the Brain Heenan tactic if I ever heard one.
That's a clown tactic.
Hold on. Jesus. Hang in there,
Where's
fella.
Capelli? Any guys talking to Capelli?
Yeah, he might be. Who knows?
So a little birdie told me that Ring of Honor has nothing to do with Control Your Narrative.
Okay.
Testing.
Ring of Honor is coming back. Their first pay-per-view is in April.
And what it's in and they got a HBO. Who said they had an HBO Max deal?
The other
Did you hear
clown, his
that?
cousin or his nephew.
So it must have been great to be a pro wrestler released by Vince McMahon, because these guys have millions, that much money to throw around to start their own promotion.
Somebody's backing them up. Somebody's
So where do
definitely
you think?
backing them up.
Where do you think Cesaro's going to go?
Well, he would fit in with AEW, but where are they going to put him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What are they going to do with him? Keith Lee's wrestled once on TV and then did an interview. That's it.
Where's
Like,
Miro? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cesaro,
I think Cesaro would get a pop his first 1-2 matches, and then he'd be a mid-carder for the rest of the.
Listen, Cesaro's a very smart individual. He will not go to a place like AEW.
No.
Agreed.
And Cesaro, in my book and in my opinion, is way more talented than a mid-carder. He was just used completely wrong in AEW.
I can see him as an Impact World
WWE.
Champion. I can see him as an Impact World Champion.
He's going to go to a place where his talents aren't going to be lost. The only thing bad about Impact is I watched their pay-per-view last week, and they didn't have really they did not have that great of a draw where they were. I believe they were in Texas. The draw wasn't all that well.
Right, and then you bring in the Bullet Club, and it's not helping them.
Yeah.
Oh, look who's back as a New Day.
Yeah, I see that too.
Who's that?
Kofi and Big E be announced as a New Day.
Ha! Forbes is in Facebook jail.
Uh-oh. What did he do now?
Give me your email address and I can send you an invite through email.
What's Money in the Bank?
Clicks on the link.
If you this has nothing to do with Facebook. If you go directly through your email, got nothing to do with Facebook. Utilizing your email, it will just go through your computer.
Yeah, but even if he clicked on the link through Facebook, they can't stop me from going on StreamYard because I'm restricted and I can still go on StreamYard.
Email, it doesn't even matter. You're just going through your own camera. That's why some people it's easier for email. Just put your email up.
Who, me or Forbesy?
Forbesy says he's in jail. Their draws aren't what they were in 2005. You're absolutely right, Jeff. Their draws aren't what they. But before the pandemic, They were. I posted a pic of Jeffrey Dahmer taking a dump, and it said Jeffrey's dumping his ex-boyfriend. I don't care what you put. Send me a text of what your email is. Google
Did
can't.
not.
Google cannot. Google
Facebook, you mean?
cannot block you. This is not Facebook. This is StreamYard. Even if I'm Facebooking live on, it has nothing to do with it.
Well, that's
I
how I
can't
access.
restrict
That's
you.
how I access StreamYard is through Facebook. That's how I get on it.
Yes, but if you didn't, like Pelly, say you didn't have Facebook Messenger and you were an invited guest, I have an invite that you can go through. I have a way that it's email also. So if it's adamjackpelly@gmail.com, I would just email it, and in your email it would say the Gorilla Position Network has invited you to join
I
this
got
live
you.
stream. Click here.
All right.
Okay, see now, right now, as long as I can see J.W. Forbes, let me just so I can remember this. J.W. Forbes, that's all one at Gmail. Okay.
Mike, got any bookings coming up?
APW March 19th. I'm not wrestling though. I'm not wrestling probably till May. So, which kind of sucks because I'm itching bad.
There's some shows. Yeah, there's some shows going around here coming up. If I reached out to the promoter, I'd probably get a match, but I'm a little paranoid about my ankle yet. So
I don't blame you. Take your time.
Wear an ankle brace. Stop being a pussy.
well, you know something? The physiotherapist said I don't need an ankle brace. She said my ankle is like a fortress. She said I don't need the ankle brace.
My
Then what are you
ankle is like
complaining about? Get
I
back in the
love
ring.
it. I love it. I love it.
Stop your crying.
Mike, did you get injured? No, Mike just explained he's not working because of why.
I'm running the back. There are other things going on, and they're setting up a feud between me and Congo. You know who Congo is?
Yeah, I heard that. I've seen the name. I've seen the name, my brother.
Not a bad worker.
So, what are you projected right now? How do you think that the tag team titles are going to be defended in at WrestleMania? And do you agree with me that they need to have like 4 teams in a TLC for representing one brand, and then 4 teams in say like a Hell in the Cell style match for the other brand?
If they're going to unify the titles, which I didn't really think that they were going to go and unify both sets of titles.
You think they're going to unify the tag titles too?
Yeah. Yep.
Really?
Yeah. I don't see Kevin Owens fighting. I don't see Kevin Owens wrestling Austin. I don't think Austin wants to do a full match. I think Austin's going to show up at some point and stun Owens a few times, probably at WrestleMania. I think
that goes to my point last week. Like if there was a wrestling match, it should be a wrestling match. But I think the people will be satisfied if they just saw a stunner, him throw a couple beers back, and do his thing.
And the only reason why I don't think that he's going to wrestle, he hasn't wrestled in 19 years. He's 56 years old. Granted, he's in tremendous shape for 56 years old. He's doing DDP yoga and all this other crap. I get that. I just don't think, and I could be way off base and I could be wrong, and he could do a match, but are they willing to put him over? That's the question. And you know how Austin is.
You don't think Austin would be willing after 20 years basically off in the ring? You don't think he'd put Kevin Owens over?
Nope. if he's coming back for a match, he's going to win, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to. I think they want him to put Owens over, which he should. Owens is, it's like passing the torch, and I think Owens is kind of like he's got that Stone Cold-esque to him. Do you know what I mean? And that could push him if Austin passes the torch to him, and that could push him over the edge and make him a very popular star. But I don't think Austin's willing to do that.
What if it's Owens and Rollins and Stone Cold's on Owens' side?
I think Owens and Rollins are going to win the tag team titles for Raw, and then they're going to win the SmackDown tag titles.
Wow! So you think that they're okay? Do you think that match is going to end up being a TLC?
Yes,
I think it needs to. I think they're going to have to. They're going to have to amp up what matches they have with what people they have right now.
So I also heard a rumor, and I don't know how well. I don't know how to read into this, or I believe it's true or not. If Cody is actually coming back to WWE, they've already planted a seed of him fighting McAfee, because McAfee trashed him on his show. Trashed him tremendously on his show. Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I'm going to find that on YouTube after this then.
He's like, oh, Cody Rhodes is coming back to WWE. Who gives a flying fuck? Oh, yeah, he trashed him. So if Rhodes is coming back, and rumor has it that he could be on tonight or the following SmackDown to confront McAfee. And if that happens, then he's fighting McAfee at WrestleMania. And let me tell you something. That's a match I want to see, because McAfee is very good in the ring. He was made for this business. And I think they would have a fucking killer match.
Cody, okay. So the seed could be planted that way.
I do believe it's probably going to be Edge and AJ Styles at WrestleMania.
Yeah, the phenomenal thing is
that, yeah, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's going to be Cody Rhodes." No, as much as they dropped hints about Cody Rhodes coming back to WWE on Monday Night Raw, I can see it happening. I don't know if he's going to. I don't know if he's working everybody and just staying out of the business, or he's going to end up in a narrative. Also, there's been a rumor going around that Bray Wyatt, that last video, was basically saying he will be at WrestleMania.
Yeah, Miz almost had me in his promo. Did he almost have you, Miz?
I think I put that up.
No. I knew if they brought Cody back to be his tag team partner, that's just shitting all over Cody. You're bringing back somebody who started another company to spite you, and now wants to come back to WWE and make nice. You need to push him as a top star. So, do I believe that Cody Rhodes will be Brock Lesnar's opponent at Madison Square Garden? If he's coming back, yes, 100%. I believe that.
Jerry Leone.
Who else are they going to?
Jerry Leone. Come on, Jerry. Give Cody more satisfaction than the 24/7 at WrestleMania.
I wish we had a phone right now that I could hang up on this idiot. Look at Houston Wrestling Center. Click.
Mike remembers Jerry from Wrestling Center. Yeah, Jerry's a Moldonian.
I think it was him. He called in on his birthday, and I said, "Happy birthday," and I hung up the phone on him. He was not happy.
If you were still living in Malden and he was a councilman, he would have raised your taxes.
Probably.
You guys used to do like old WCW, WWF stuff, call in and talk to your favorite wrestler? You guys used to do that?
No.
When I was doing a live talk show, kind of like this, but it was live every week on public access.
It was on TV, legit access television,
yeah,
every week.
That's where the whole I'm Stiff Mike and You're Not was born, because I had cut a promo on Glenn Higgins' Quest, and I ended it with saying, "I'm Stiff Mike and you're not," and how that saying got born. And then I kept saying it, as the years went on. But yeah, we used to do kind of like this, but every week it was a live TV show. And at one point we had to move studios because they were redoing the studio, and they left me in charge of the phones, which was the wrong person to leave in charge of the phones. Because if somebody said something I didn't like, they got downtown in 2 seconds. Click, click, shut up, hang up, hang up, hang up. Yeah. And then we almost got kicked out of public access because I started calling everybody an asshole. I thought Glenn was going to have a heart attack. We were live on air. I go, "You're an asshole." I just kept on saying it. We almost got kicked off. It was that bad.
So did you have was there a Gorilla Monsoon and you were Bobby Heenan or what?
Didn't hear a word you said because you got out static.
Well, yeah, I could face it to that, but Glenn's definitely not as big as Gorilla Monsoon, and Mike is far from, having the managerial skill. Yes, babyface. It was called Wrestling Center. It was supposed to be designed as Sports Center, but wrestling, and it was a local cable access station. It was originally designed by Glenn and Chris Bartolo. When Chris left, Mike went in and more than happily filled the shoes and void of one Chris Bartolo, who his character name on it was Mr. Excitement.
He's right.
Excitement.
Oh, my name is Mr. Excitement. I am a superhero gimmick because I'm a clown.
I will say this. He did a good job at it. He enjoyed that.
Yeah. He's still a clown.
He is.
I feel bad for him for the stuff that he's gone through in his personal life. I generally really do. But a lot of this personal shit that he brought on himself, and I'm right.
Mike, calm as a bitch, baby.
Yep.
I think I met this guy, this charisma guy. Did he ever book shows at good? Was it him and Bo that book, or you Rumble that book shows at the Good Times?
No. You met Chris once or twice while you was here. Skinny little Weasley kid. Ooh. Looked like Bart Simpson almost with blonde. Sometimes he'd have bleach blonde hair. Sometimes he'd have black hair. You would recognize him.
I got him on Facebook. Yeah, yeah. So
you
definitely met him.
He used to do a Mighty Mouse gimmick. This is the only kid that I know that had the wrestling name Captain Charisma, and sued the WWE and won because you step in shit, it's coming out smelling like roses. Like seriously,
he sued the WWE,
and
he won.
Hey, Mike, answer that question. Jeff wants to know: did anyone strangle him like Homer? Oh yeah, because I said he looked like Bart Simpson.
So I'll answer that question. I've beaten that kid up more times than I can count.
I strangled him like Bart,
Now I'm frozen. There we go. Yeah, Jeff, let me tell you something. I beat that kid up, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. I beat him up on a live Wrestling Center show because he was just being a pain in my ass. I literally almost took his head off with my chain and clotheslined him right out of his boots. That was in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
So
that it was.
Yeah.
Man, I wonder what's taking Jimmy Fingers so long.
Because he don't want to get called out. That's why.
Google and Gmail.
Crap.
They've blocked me. I can't do anything. My computer's saying Jimmy Fingers. You are banned. You are banned.
Because you're a liar.
I love it.
And making stuff up just to get attention. I honestly think that Khan's going to start his own network. That's what I think.
Say what?
I think he's going to start his own AEW network.
Oh, like a WWE network? And
Yeah.
where's he get? How's he gonna get the footage? What does he buy? He ain't got enough footage to keep things interesting enough for
He put
24/7.
independent. He'd be like IWTV. He put independence on it.
It is a super indie fed. I've been saying this for how long now?
What makes you think that?
Well, what else could it be? He's not going to announce another signing because he's got no room. He's hemorrhaging money left and right. He just picked up just to keep Brian Cage away from WWE. He picked up his year extension.
Really?
He's not going to put the guy on TV.
What's
But
his,
he's going to stay with it.
what's his beef with Brian Cage?
His wife. His wife has been on Twitter more times than I can count saying AEW is not using Brian Cage the right way, shitting all over AEW. So now they're sitting him at home. They're paying him to stay home.
I thought that Tony Khan said that that's not the type of guy that he wanted to be.
Well,
so you don't think with the money they give him that they don't let him Mickey Biggs, how's things going with you, brother? I gave you a link, didn't I?
He said he couldn't make it.
Oh, all right. I wasn't paying attention.
When do you ever pay attention unless you're high?
I am. That's the you know. This is sort of vacation week, whereas it's like a normal Saturday or Sunday where I wake and bake. I can't do that.
Are you going away? Are you going away tomorrow?
Yes, I am for the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we just got 10 inches, so we're gonna have to delay it until around 10 o'clock. You got to let the sun come up and let the sun hit the roads to let some melting occur.
You don't shovel or snowblow or nothing like that.
No, meaning the main road to Bangor.
Yeah. What about your driveway? Do you plow?
Oh, we're already plowed out right now. My landlord owns the where I live. The landlord owns the service center in front. He's got a huge garage. He's got a wrecker, 3 or 4 snow plows. Plus, his father has a big house on the land that I live on. So he was over here already.
Yeah, they're just talking about the Viking Raiders. Is it funny? Are they on tonight, or are they going to show up? What happened?
Well, supposedly the way I read it, from what Todd put online, is that it seems that they're going to be getting a title shot very soon.
Yeah, I didn't agree with how they did it at Elimination Chamber, but then now I kind of get it because of what Todd posted. I think they're trying to make the Viking Raiders back to where they were with War Machine and just be complete lunatics, and that's what they should do.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it doesn't,
right? That's a Viking.
Yeah. But the one thing, Mike, can I say this? I think taking the beating without any weapons doesn't make them look as tough.
No. I understand
that's
that.
all.
But you also got to keep that persona that the Usos are with Roman Reigns, and they're
You make them look strong. You got to make them look strong.
I said it this week, and I think I said it last night. Upstate New York is damn cold right now. That's right, brother. I forgot you had a family member pass away. My condolences.
Yeah, sorry to hear about that.
Sorry to hear that, Mickey.
Yes, it's cold here too. I believe it's 8 degrees.
It's been cold all day. It's 18 degrees and I was plowing.
8 degrees is warm here in Canada.
Yeah, 8 degrees.
Who cares? Shut up, Pelly.
8 degrees is warm here in Canada. It's minus 23 below up here, there. It's beautiful. Alan Fleck is watching. How you doing, Alan? Welcome to Friday Night Free for All. It wasn't really an interesting week in wrestling.
Not
I mean,
really.
it was so interesting that Mike, you tell Belly to shut up. That'd be the best thing ever. -1 up in upstate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna
that's
be
right.
cold.
Because you're tickling the Canadian border too.
It's gonna
We
be
are
cold.
also.
It's gonna be cold the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Up until like Wednesday or Thursday, it's supposed to be like in the 20s. I'm not. They already called off work for Monday because it's gonna be -1.
Oh wow.
Monday night into Tuesday. So yeah, they called everything off. It hasn't been that busy anyways.
So what did you think of Buddy Murphy showing up to AEW?
It wasn't a needle mover, that's for sure.
I said the needle moved so far it couldn't even fill the gas tank of a lawnmower.
I like Buddy Murphy, but it's just another WWE guy going to AEW.
I'm not even going to answer that, Jeff. Why would you want me to? Why would you? You ask me stupid questions all the time. Why would you ask me that question?
Get him, Pelly! Get him! Tell him! I'll take no crap from him.
You ask me some questions all the time.
Look at Pelly.
He knows that too. I tell him. He comes up with
Look
these
at
dumb.
Pelly getting all mad.
Stop asking me dumb.
Pelly, you're shooting right now.
I honestly, I'll be honest. Well, all right, you're 25 miles from, I believe, if you're in that New York area, so you're more near the Ontario part of Canada, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe even Ottawa. And I'm in the New Brunswick region, and I'm 45 minutes from the Canadian border. But the last time I was out, it was 8 degrees. I could go outside right now, turn on the car, and I could be -1 too. I'm sorry, Belly.
Okay,
Sorry,
I'm in my basement. I'm in my basement with my Christmas lights on and my portable heater. I'm good. Let me tell you something. It was a tiring day. Like, I had my normal customers, and I had like 4 other people hit me up on Facebook Messenger to come plow for them.
Well,
I got up this morning at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. There was like 2 inches on the ground. Went and got coffee, came back, did my thing. It went outside. It was 8 inches already on the ground. I'm like, what the frig?
Yeah, it seemed like it all came at once. It was the same thing here.
Yeah, it was at one point. It was snowing 2 inches an hour.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yep.
Looked outside about 7, not really anything. Then all of a sudden, it was like 7:30, but a half hour later, it was shitloads.
I made $400 today. I'm good.
There you go, buddy.
All kiss ass.
There you go. So, I read today, or the other day, that Tony Khan's father, with the financial way that AEW is going, and I don't know how much truth there is to the story, but they believe that Tony Khan's father, Shad Khan, will end up cutting him off in some way, shape, and form because of the money that's being spent into the product, and there's nothing realistically coming back.
Well, let me put it to you this way, okay? So when Cody had the book, and the overrated Bucks had the book, and the overrated Omega had the book, it was a little bit more interesting. Who's this clown?
It's Ralph.
Anyway,
Ralphie.
oh,
So go on.
So now that Tony Khan, the Elmo, he looks like Elmo on drugs, took the book, it's boring. It's predictable. You could tell he's booking to see what he wants and not what the fans want. The only thing that I'm really interested in is the Daniel Bryanson or Brian Danielson, whatever his name is, and
John Moxley.
Moxley. I want to see if Moxley's going to go heel.
I'm interested in seeing Adam Cole and Hangman Adam Page. I think that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's like the top guys I'm interested in, but the bottom level of AEW, you can see it at any bingo hall down the street.
You know, and so all the marks on like Facebook and TikTok and all the dirt sheets are like, oh, Cesaro's going to end up in AEW Wednesday night. No, he's not. No, he's not. First of
Jeff
all,
Hardy. You're saying Jeff Hardy's going to AEW.
I don't care. Who cares? He already said he is.
Yeah, that's not a big surprise. Like, I'd rather watch paint dry than see him in AEW, to be honest with you. I rather, you know, just because it says that he left WWE doesn't mean he's still not talking to them. You know what I mean? I'm sure he is still talking to them. I'm sure he doesn't want to leave a place that he's been for 11 years and start over somewhere else. You know, a lot of people don't understand it's a job. It's your place of employment. You know, just like me, like I drive for the union. So if I was to leave where I'm at, I'm out of the union and I have to start all over again. It's a job, you know. But they're just getting paid millions of dollars. If you know Vince McMahon wanted to pay me $2 million to wear a dress, I'd wear a dress every week. So I'm getting paid $2 million.
I think Cesaro secretly over the 11 years he's been there has been one of the most decorated guys they've had.
Yep, I totally agree.
I think Vince understands the business so much that he can pick the guys that can tell the type of sports entertainment that he wants to tell on television.
Yeah.
And when he picks those type of people, he knows how to do the best product in the world. And that goes to show that he's still filling 20,000 plus arenas. He's still selling. He's still like putting out the best product in the world. He's making $50 million a shot every time he's going over to Saudi Arabia. Like nobody will ever beat WWE. And
the funny thing you say that the Saudi Arabia thing, there was a graph up the other day that showed that Saudi Arabia, the deal that the WWE has, you know, AEW's TV deal can't even match that.
Exactly. And everyone, you know, I get that WWE's product is not was back in the attitude area.
See, we're going to discuss that in a few minutes. Okay. But keep on going. No, because I came up with a little bit of what I believe the WWE is.
You were talking about that to Forbes last night, and I totally agree with you on that.
So I have a different perspective.
Right. So I get that WWE's programming right now is not the best in the world, and
who's to say that though?
Well, let me finish. I'm going by what these cancel culture marks are doing right now.
Okay.
So Mickey Biggs, you're right. They are the Hollywood of wrestling. I totally agree.
That's what I'm going to go with right after this. We're going to get right into it, Mike. So I know you're going to. I know you're going to kind of agree with what I'm about to say after you're done.
All right. So yes, they're PG. They're gearing it towards kids, whatever. And I understand that. But when it boils down to in any industry, hockey, football, baseball, any sports industry or entertainment industry, is what they're doing. They're entertaining people.
Yep.
Okay. AEW is more of an independent wrestling federation. The only thing they have going for them is they have a mark with money. If you take away Chris Jericho, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Moxley, Miro, Adam Cole, you know, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, what do you have? you have an independent federation with people that nobody knew who they were until they were put on TV by TNT. So everyone thinks, oh, AEW is way better than WWE. Dude, AEW is the minor leagues for WWE because everybody that's got released from AEW or from WWE was either a mid-carder or didn't have what it takes to make it in WWE. And they're still showing that they don't have what it takes to make it in AEW. Continue, Jay.
All right. So if you look at it this way, Mike, I said it the other night, and this is what I truly believe. I think that Vince McMahon doesn't look at wrestling the way you and I look at wrestling to a certain extent,
I
or
agree.
anybody.
He doesn't.
Okay?
He doesn't. He doesn't.
So, with this being said, it goes in different theory. When the WWE was first created, right, you had the Rock and Wrestling generation, you had the Hulk Hogan, you had the superhero characters larger than life, okay?
Yep.
You start to lose a firm grip because that generation of wrestling fan gravitated away and obviously followed something else, okay? Now, with that being said, hence it brings on the Attitude Era. And what does it do? It draws back in me and you and people that have never watched wrestling before in their life. Because we followed what? We followed the cartoon era.
Yep.
Okay? So now we come out of what? We kind of come out of an Attitude Era. Now people like you and I, and maybe 10 years younger, we've having kids. Like I have a 6 and a 12-year-old. They love the shit. Okay. It's not for us. What I believe Vince McMahon has built is something that like a movie star, like a Martin Scorsese, or even the original producer of Star Wars, George Lucas. Did George Lucas ever, like, and hear me out, let me finish the whole thing. Did George Lucas ever in a million years, when he first created Star Wars, believe that anything like his was going to end up mainstaying, not only being purchased by Disney, but now the exhibition of what is in the Disney parks is up to a third or more of Star Wars merchandise. So with that being said, WWE...
And we're frozen.
There you go.
Frozen. Well, that's an ugly puss to be frozen on. Holy crap. Oh my God. Get it off the screen.
There you go, Rumble.
All right. So to me, I compare the WWE to what Star Wars has built.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. Because I told you before, I believe that the WWE one day, you will see that they will be in a theme park. And the theme park they're going to be in is Walt Disney World and Land, because I really do believe that when it's all said and done, a certain portion of the WWE will somehow end up in the hands of Disney.
Can I add to that, Rumble?
Yep.
So WWE, as you're getting at, is like a Star Wars. They have that entertainment value.
That's what I believe it is.
We can look at AEW as like a Star Trek.
So no. See, to me, what Vince looks at is he knows there's never going to be anybody that gives the entertainment value he does. So that's why that's why Star Trek and Star Wars I can compare them because they're like space. But people like the Ring of Honors and the AEWs, they are of no threat to him because he knows that they can't build what he builds because they build along the line of building towards the mark fan.
But I'm saying that WWE has like that force, that different thing. The WWE has that force that appeals to the entertainment aspect of pro wrestling. That's what draws people in.
It still maintains to have the good versus evil.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you know, I hear everybody complaining about Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. It's different this time. I like this Brock.
Yep.
This version of Brock Lesnar is way more likable than previous ones. You know what I mean? Like everyone complained about the Elimination Chamber. Well, dude, he just kicked open the freaking pod wall to get in the ring. Of course, he was supposed to beat the crap out of everybody. He's pissed off that he lost his title.
You know what I think? I'm understanding, and I not that I agree. I look at the flip side of it. That when it's all said and done, it's truly agreeable that they did not need to book Brock in that cage match in order for him to end up where he needed to be. Because with that simply being put, that it could have ended up the way they wanted it.
But if they're unifying the title, right?
Yep.
Why not? Yes, Brock Lesnar has the title shot against Roman Reigns, but why not give him back the WWE title and go for broke?
They could have took the title off of Bobby quicker. I know that they were afraid of the shoulder, but they could have came up with something on Monday Night Raw.
Well, no, but the thing of it is, the whole thing with the shoulder is he wasn't sure he wasn't going to be able to wrestle until like 3 days before the Chamber when they told him that he needed surgery. Who's that?
That's Forbes.
Just take it down because he's right now he's got no credibility because he bitched out and got off the air.
Why can't you come on through your email?
My computer's blocking me. and people are bitching about Brock and Roman Reigns. How many times have they seen it? This is what? The third WrestleMania?
Yep.
All right then. So again, you're holding no weight with me right now.
I'll be honest. I like the fact that they're trying to unify the belts. So with that being said about anybody else going after it, that's what they have. The Intercontinental belt at one point in time in the WWE was with, and this was a funny thing because it was brought up and put up the other day in the gorilla position that the Miz had that belt at one point in time looking more cherishable than the WWE World Heavyweight title.
Yep.
And not for nothing, I believe another reason why they're doing the title for title is because they want to give one night of a true main event to the men, and they want to give one true night of a main event to the women. So that's why I believe you. So blame it to the women. And who is going after that? The IC Johnny Knoxville. Buddy, it's WrestleMania.
WrestleMania. Like, come on. Stop being a mark for about 2 seconds and understand what we're trying to say. WrestleMania always has celebrities involved in it every year. Just shut up. Don't talk no more. Unless you're coming on the air, shut your face and turn off your freaking keyboard.
If you can watch us, you can tune on it. You can get into the studio.
That yellow streak's going down your back real fast there, buddy.
And I honestly believe that it's going to be. I believe that match is going to end up being entertainment.
Yeah, Johnny Knoxville's going to get his ass kicked, and he's going to like it because he's a freaking nutcase.
Speaking of Forbes, and this term doesn't. I've never heard this term in times of Canada before. The thing I got to figure it out. What's a pink hat? A guy that switches teams all the time?
There you go. Wow, Taylor, count on quick.
You can be a pink hat can be. Hold on a second. A pink hat can be someone that switches teams a lot, or is like a bandwagon person. Just starts cheering for the team because they become good.
Because it was funny. I wrestled.
Hold on a second. Put this last comment up because I'm about to rip him a new asshole.
Clown.
I'm a clown. I'm a clown. Really. You tool bag. I don't run from getting called out for being stupid. So until you come on the air and take your lickings like a man, you are the biggest clown. You and Tony Khan should sleep together. You're an idiot. Fuck off, Forbes.
It's funny because when I wrestled at Fenway a couple years ago, there was a guy watching that had a pink hat.
Yeah. Forbes, like I said, they are not booking for you right now. They like my son and daughter think it's the most hilarious thing in the world that Johnny Knoxville is fighting for the title. They're like the jackass dude. So
that doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me.
You know what I mean? I look at it this way: they're bringing in eyes into something that's never could have never been watched by somebody before. You know what I mean?
That's WWE staple.
That's exactly. So they're not doing anything different than they haven't done in the past.
Right. Every year, every WrestleMania, there's been a celebrity involvement somehow, some way. You know, Lawrence Taylor fought Bam Bam Bigelow, and I thought it was a pretty good match. You know what I mean? It happens. Pete Rose used to get tombstoned and chokeslammed by Kane every other WrestleMania. Yeah. So I mean, come on, you saying that makes you the biggest clown on here right now.
So hear this then. Why is it acceptable that people can say, like, if this really does happen, Pat McAfee fighting Cody Rhodes? Why is Pat McAfee any different than?
Because Pat McAfee.
Hold on.
I'm gonna. All right, go ahead. Because I'm gonna
let me finish. Why is he any different than Logan Paul? Why is he any different from Floyd Money Mayweather and any other athlete that's been in the ring? Why do these guys get treated so hastily? But the reason being that, like, with McAfee, say, you've gotten a taste of what he could do. But picture if you never got a taste of what he could do, and his loud mouth is being brought into it, and this angle really does go over, and it's McAfee and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Would people be tooling on that?
Well, so when Pat McAfee first came in, I'm like, why are they bringing this idiot in, right? And then as the more I watched him on NXT, the more I liked him. Then when he got in the ring, because you could tell he spent a lot of time at the Performance Center, right? So it's different. Pat McAfee is a natural athlete, okay? Now, you watching SmackDown right now?
No, but I will say this. On this last comment by Forbes, I'm willing to agree on one standard. Yes, I do agree. The title being in the way, yeah, I can understand that. I get what you're saying, because it jobs out the title, doesn't make it look credible, blah, blah, blah. But let's understand this. Sami Zayn just won the belt on a freak turnover, from Shinsuke. So the title ends up on him. What type of champion would Sammy be if he didn't accept a challenge for the belt from a lowly movie actor, which makes it seem like it's the fool's fool that he would even lose the belt to a movie actor, nonetheless a jackass? There's the story right there for you, all right, buddy? That's how the little kids would look at it. That's how the evil people would look at it. There, I explained it for you.
But and I'm going to add more to it. Okay, so Johnny Knoxville likes pain. Sami Zayn just kicked him in the face 3 times. Didn't pull that hula kick whatsoever. The heel of his dress shoes caught him right in the bridge of the nose twice. He's just going to let Sami beat the crap out of him and make it more legitimate of a beating that he's going to take. Do you know what I mean? Like, look what they did to him at the Royal Rumble. They beat the crap out of that guy. You ain't going to tell me that none of that was stiff, because it was all stiff. Every single shot he took was stiff.
I'm just saying there's a way to write it around.
No,
If
I know, but
you know what I
to the
mean? I
but the
agree. The title doesn't look good, but it. Their heat has been transpiring well before the title ended up on Sammy's waist.
right, right. I
That's
agree with that, and I agree that the title doesn't look good because it's Knoxville versus versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental. I get that, but again, for somebody with Forbes' mark mentality, he doesn't understand what we're trying to say. We need to draw it in crayon form so he gets it.
I think the highlight too of people coming in to want to watch the match, it draws in even more.
Yeah.
And it's like I'll
Yeah.
go on to say
I was gonna say, yeah.
it's not being written for people that like that are our
Our,
age. It's
and our pure wrestling
Yeah.
fans. It's
Yeah.
not.
And I say, yeah,
Yeah.
people that watch that genre of entertainment are gonna watch WrestleMania because of Johnny Knoxville. That's the reason they bring in celebrities, because that type of other entertainment, they're gonna draw in that hopefully they'll draw in viewers from that type of entertainment.
And see, I call myself a wrestling watcher in general. I like WWE. I like AEW. I like GCW is my favorite to watch. But I mean, I watch the WWE. I'm not gonna lie, but I understand that it's a
I have a
different
question.
entertainment.
I have a question for
Yeah.
Ford. What did you think when Mr. T was brought in and put in the ring? It's a celebrity getting in the ring with
And he was hot that time in entertainment.
He was following
and
Hogan around that whole time. Got all the spots on Regis and Kathy Lee.
Right.
Got the spot on Saturday Night Live with Hogan. He got a huge rub.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
you're shitting on whether it's for a title or not, you're still saying that celebrities don't belong at WrestleMania or WWE or whatever. But they did it back first WrestleMania. Hulk Hogan and Mr. T versus Piper and Orndorff.
You're right, Jeff. With Snoop Dogg being on, he draws the hip hop fans to the WrestleManias and the Raws. It does bring the ratings up.
yeah.
Even though he delivered one of the worst frog splashes in wrestling history, I still love him.
And then AEW brought Snoop Dogg in, and what to do for him?
Yeah,
nothing. 0.0. So I mean, I don't know. I agree that the title doesn't look good with Knoxville challenging Sami Zayn for it, but they were doing that match no matter what. They were doing that match with Knoxville and Zayn no matter what.
Yeah, whether or not there was a title or not, I agree.
Yeah. Backtracking as usual. Forbes, I love you, brother. I really do. But sometimes you say the dumbest things.
Yeah, I agree. The title being involved is one thing, but hear this. Answer this in 3 parts. Question 1. Was the road to WrestleMania with these two already being paved and made before the title was even in the picture?
Yes.
Okay. Forbes, answer that question. The answer to that question should be yes. So now, say you're playing Sami Zayn and I'm playing Jason Jackass Knoxville, and I see this belt on you. I may have took in 6,000 raps to the fucking head, but I ain't dumb. Be like, wow, you got 10 pounds heavier there, you scrawny pencil neck geek. You're the big, true professional badass, and now you're a champion. I think that you should give the movie star a shot. What do you got to lose? And it's goaded in.
Right. So.
So it's not like it was written to be. I don't believe it was written to be that way. It's looking more that it was a goad into the position. And that's it. Is it likable? just forget the title's on the line because the title's never gonna get never gonna go nowhere. When they introduce the match, hit mute on your fucking TV, okay?
I mean,
Pretend it's a non-title.
And then if they do give the title to Knoxville, then I'll agree with Forbes that they just shit all over Intercontinental title.
Yes.
They're not going to. They're not going to put a title on Johnny Knoxville. He's there to get his ass kicked. That's what he's there for. Because that's what he wants.
He's there for that, and I believe that they had. I believe the WWE has money in on that movie. I believe it was.
Yeah,
I believe that movie had something to do with them.
They'll have Sami Zayn on their next movie doing a gimmick or something.
Oh, please, just stop. Stop.
From what I understand, Shinsuke's they're giving Shinsuke a little time off.
He just turned 42. He's getting old.
I believe
he's dealing with some injuries.
And he's dealing with some injuries. So that's why they took the belt off him. Just so that it would be because they needed reliability. And it just so happened also that Sami Zayn, written in his contract, were title runs. And why not reward Sami, somebody who just stayed with the company and agreed to stay on the SmackDown brand instead of wanting to be on Raw? Because I believe that was one of the provisions. I believe Kevin Owens, if he had agreed to stay on SmackDown, you would have seen Kevin Owens end up with the Intercontinental title. I believe.
Why not give Rick Boogs a little run with Sami Zayn? I like Rick Boogs.
Yeah, I think Rick Boogs and Shinsuke are going to end up as a tag team for a little while so that Shinsuke can heal up. But that's what I'm hearing why Shinsuke dropped the belt. It's because he was beat up. They were looking to lessen his load and take a little time off.
Hey, well, let's touch on Dave Meltzer's year-end awards. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, go right ahead.
I want to know how deep-throated Tony Khan himself. Every year-end award was an AEW. Best announcer, best tag team, best this, best that. Is he like literally blowing Tony Khan right now or what?
Gotta be.
Like you the Young Bucks, best tag team of the year. He misspelled overrated tag team of the year. Are you kidding me? The Spot Monkeys themselves. Come on. I just, that's because WWE feeds him shit like a mushroom.
Yeah.
Keep him in the dark. So,
yeah, and he gets to go backstage and hang out and rub elbows with all the boys at AEW.
Yeah.
He does.
I know he does. So it's like, oh, I'm just going to put them over so big like they're the next. Come on. Dude, they need to get rid of Rampage. 400,000. 400,000 they did last Friday. A 0.04. That's bad.
Because they got that NXT show that's going to be on the same time as the AEW show now.
Yeah, Level Up or whatever. Yeah, Matt Cardona, Wrestler of the Year.
I know why he got it.
Why'd he get it?
Because he's put himself everywhere, and he's put himself up as a star and a renegade, and has gotten a huge following. So I can understand why they gave him.
I've always liked Matt Cardona when he was Zack Ryder and he was the internet champion. I've always liked that.
The stuff he's done with to put the limelight on his title, he brings that internet title to GCW. He brought a lot of limelight there.
Well, now he's the NWA heavyweight champion.
Now I think if anything, yes. I think that's a great choice because I think a guy like Matt Cardona in a year or so can come back to WWE and could be a guy that is used as a top player because he shows what he has done on this level of creating a character, creating a following and a persona for himself. So I totally agree. I love it.
So people like him and Moxley, if they ever go back to WWE, they can't go back as Dean Ambrose and they can't go back as Zack Ryder because of the
Absolutely.
simple fact of the matter is they made their own names
Yep.
relevant in this business.
Yep. I believe he went out and he made a business out of himself. So I love the fact that that they gave it to him. And he had good matches and he drew and he did yeah, man. Like what do you call wrestler of the year? Like Roman Reigns? Like what did wrestling wise did Roman really give you matches that were no, but Roman Reigns is his angle is angle of the year. Without a doubt.
Entertaining.
And it's most entertaining thing to watch on television, Roman Reigns. But his matches are definitely not worthy of being wrestler of the year.
He doesn't have to do that though. You understand he doesn't
No,
have to
no,
do
I know that. But to me, an award like that, the mock mags have always been not WWE to me ever since the WWE came out with their own magazine. Right. So Pro Wrestling Illustrated to me, when you used to see Wrestler of the Year, back in the day, it was always more elevated towards indie guys. Like you'd see WWE guys in the top 500 part of it, but it was generally geared towards the NWA, dude.
Yeah. Well, it's the longest wrestling promotion
in
existence.
And I was a WWF fan, so you know what I mean? I'd be like, how's Bob Backlund not better than Ric Flair? Or how's Ahmed Johnson number 20 while fucking Austin Idol is number 3? You know what I like? You know what I mean? Like I would
I get it. I get it.
That's all. So I've never took that into consideration. I believe that when you look at what Matt Cardona did over anybody like in AEW this year, other than Hangman Page deserving that award, Matt Cardona, everywhere he went, every aspect, every level, he was in Impact, he was in AEW, he was in GCW, he drew his people who follow him on the internet. His internet followers grew by like 50% from what I'm understanding. So I mean, yes, the way he promoted himself and what he did in the spots he did, going into a fucking death match with a legit guy who would carve your freaking eyeballs out and hanging with him and doing a real good job and beating him for the championship, whether or not you want to call that wrestling or not, bro, he did it.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. And then he drew to bring Moxley to come and fight him for that belt.
And Moxley's still a champion, right?
Yes. So you know what I mean? And now that he goes over to the NWA fighting in front of 53 people, that good luck to him. Wrestler of the year. Now he's wrestling in front of 53 people and everybody wants to call the NWA the best promotion out there. If you're the best, you draw more than 53 people in the TV studio.
Well, I think they're keeping it that small on purpose, to be honest with you.
Well, they need to. Billy Corgan has talked numerous times about the loss of money he has. He just must got endless pockets then to keep on funding the people that go there.
No, he's actually looking to sell it, from what I understand.
Maybe that's something Tony Khan could pick up. GCW picked up the ball CZW dropped. Well, CZW had their ownership is what killed them, Jeff.
Yeah.
And GCW originally was Jersey Championship Wrestling. So, well, boys, it's been an entertaining night to say the least. Hopefully we can get some good wrestling news coming in next week so we got some good things to talk about.
Yeah. I'm hoping to see Cody Rhodes show up eventually if he is going back to WWE.
Yeah. So,
we'll see.
We'll plan on looks like next Saturday night.
All right.
All right. So for the stiff one himself, the APOC, for AJP, Adam, Jack, Pelly, I'm the BBB. I want to thank everybody out in Facebook land, Twitch, and YouTube for tuning in tonight. And hopefully we'll have a more interesting week in pro wrestling. And we'll see you next week. We'll have one big interview episode, Being Humble with Jason Rumble. I'll let you know who the guest is going to be. And as usual, next week it'll be Shoot the Shit Saturday night. And hopefully we'll have some good things to talk about pro wrestling wise. And Jerry Leone, thank you for tuning in. You have a great weekend as also. And peace out, everyone.
Hopefully Forbes will get his yellow streak off of him and come on.
He's a yellow belly.
I'm in Facebook jail, so I can't come on, but I can comment as a Facebook user.